introduce Mr. Jack Stauffer, who played Lieutenant Bojay. Sarah Rush, played Corporal Rigel. Lieutenant Boomer, Herbert Jefferson Jr. Hathaway, Boxy. And Lieutenants Apollo and Starbuck. Richard Hatch and Dirk Benedict.
Well, they called you Lieutenant Apollo. Did you hear that?
I like that. An upgrade. Or downgrade. No, it's an upgrade.
Captain Starbuck.
Oh, no, I only played lieutenants. I never got above the rank of lieutenant.
I wonder why. Today, you're Captain.
I wonder why, who said that? No wonder I didn't.
You were written that way.
I was written, no, yeah, it's written in the wind. I never got above the rank of lieutenant in anything in life. So, oh, yeah, he knows what I'm talking about. He's got this whole idea that I should write a book about every woman I ever slept with. But I said, you know...
What's it, a 2-page book?
No, it's volume 1.
I want to read that book.
Who said that, Jack?
I didn't say it.
You said, is that a 2-page book? Look, I know a straight line when I know a straight guy when I see it, too, and I don't see one here.
What are you looking at me for?
Because Richard leaned back.
Take control of the panel, please. Hurry.
All right. No, we don't need a moderator.
Let's start at the beginning.
No.
Wait, before we go any
Never
further,
start at
Jack.
the beginning. Unless you're Dylan Thomas, then to begin at the beginning is good. Otherwise, let's start at the end and work backwards.
With Jack Stauffer over here, ladies and gentlemen. If you're wondering how he got hurt, he was the stunt double for McCain.
I thought he was trying to have sex with his wife. That's what I
Actually, at the airport, Dirk and Richard came up to me and said, "What the hell are you doing here?" and beat me into the ground.
No, we didn't. We said, "Who the hell are you?" And what are you doing?
And beat me into the ground.
God, get your insults straight.
Are you going to take control of this thing?
No, we don't need. Oh, you have a list of questions. You have a list of questions.
I do, sir.
Do you have a list of questions?
I do.
Okay.
All right.
Dirk has all the answers, trust me.
I do. That's why I'm at the end of the table.
The success of Star Wars certainly helped greenlight Galactica for television. And when the series launched, what was the experience like to suddenly be thrust into the public eye? But then also, did you ever think that 30 years later you would be recognized for the show that just was a job?
Who are you talking to?
Everybody. We'll start with Dirk.
Start with Dirk.
No, start with Jack and go this way.
Oh, really? Because if it starts over here,
Because after I'm done, there's nothing left to say. So.
On a show like that, I would say, we're all actors, and this was a job that you were offered, and it was a great gig. Personally, for me, the fact that it came on the heels of Star Wars meant nothing other than the fact that somebody was idiotic enough to offer me a part. So I said, sure, I'll do it, and that was kind of how I got there.
Sarah?
Oh, golly. Moon River. I just want to sing when I'm with a microphone. Okay, for me, I was just thrilled. I was under contract to Universal, and I had just moved to Los Angeles from New York City, and I was just thrilled to be able to put on my spacesuit, and I loved being with everybody. It was such a wonderful cast. I had my 22nd birthday, where you all took me out, and Lauren Green, and you all took me out for dinner. It was so fun, and it was just a great job, and I think it's just fantastic that 37
Did Dirk
years.
try to take you home for your 20th?
Yeah.
We all thought she was underage. That's why we didn't ask you out. Seriously. We all had crushes on you. Just so you know.
Oh, that's sweet, thank you.
And guys, I have to tell you, the Star Wars element really had nothing to do with the excitement of Battlestar. For me, it was the idea that science fiction for television was coming back once again. It was a great team of people here. We all got along. There wasn't a bad apple in the barrel. We all jumped into it, 14, 15-hour a day jobs. And to answer that part of your question regarding 35 years later, I never would have thought in my wildest dreams that I would be standing here, sitting here, talking to you about a production that we did 35 years ago that lasted one season, guys. If you really look at Galactica, take a good look if you have the box set and do your arithmetic without all the added features and the like. And Richard can probably has it down to the very second. There are less than 30 hours total. Less than 30 hours total of the original Battlestar Galactica, and that includes the 3-hour pilot. So this is all thanks to you guys, because we never know when we're working on a project how it's going to be received by the public. I have to say that Galactica, the original Galactica, has become iconic for one reason, and that is because of each and every one of you.
Noah?
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. Yourself?
I was just a little idiot chasing that damn dog around the entire series. Holy shit. Really? Like,
Did you have tattoos then? I don't remember.
I did.
You did, didn't you?
I
Your
did.
parents tattooed you. I think that's how you got.
I
You were
did.
tattooed underneath that. That's what. Yeah, you and Evie.
Right, me and Evie.
Evie had a tattoo on her.
I had a great time for the year it was. I mean, I had my own chimp, and I had these idiots to play around with all the time, and it was awesome.
Was it like a big playground for you?
At 6, absolutely. It was amazing.
And working with a monkey?
Well, I loved her. I can't say they loved her. I did. I mean, what 6-year-old who had their own chimp for a year wasn't stoked? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I know she fucked takes up, and I know she had her issues, but she was amazing. She was a really good girl.
But she did piss on Vince Edwards' head.
I probably would have too.
There was 3 monkeys, wasn't there? There was 3
No,
monkeys.
there was Evie and there was Doc.
Wasn't there
Evie-
Max?
That's right.
No, I think it was Evie and Doc, and Eve was like the main girl, and then Doc would come in when she was tired, and not spreading shit all over the place. You know, hey,
I forgot about
we're actors, we all gotta work in shit, you know?
Richard?
Gentlemen, they're children here.
Yeah, one of them was just speaking.
What? Oh, we got a couple. That's all right.
What are you laughing about, Sarah?
Because I have potty mouth.
How long does this last?
We had just so you know, we have probably, I mean, all of you probably watch many sci-fi shows, right? Yep. How many Star Trek fans here? Firefly fans here? Yeah, wow. Babylon 5, Farscape, all those shows. You notice they're all off the air? Did you ever notice that? How in the world could they take every single space show off the air? You know, because they still don't get it. They really don't understand how many fans there are of sci-fi. And the what? Oh yeah. Well, I gotta say that. Oh, what? The set that we had, it's amazing because when I got cast on it, I literally had like an hour when they negotiated my contract to get in the car, run over to the set, get into costume, and shoot my first scene. And they gave me the wrong scene. And you have no idea what a panic it is for an actor to show up on the set the first day. Because no matter how much you've done, it's like you're starting all over, and it's like, oh my God, they're paying me this amount of money, and I've got to do this for the show, and you see all this money being spent, and you feel all this pressure that you have to somehow live up to all that expectation. And when I walked on the set, I've never seen this on any show I've ever been on. They had film crews from all over the world doing interviews, because that's how big the show was. It was the most expensive, biggest show ever on television at that time. And I had no idea what I was getting myself into. Seriously, I was this very idealistic actor. I wanted to do something meaningful. I get taken out to dinner. I'm a starving actor, can't pay my bills, and I basically turned down the audition for Battlestar. And literally because I thought, this is just going to be some little cheesy rip-off of Star Wars. And so I get picked up in a limousine by Glenn Larson, taken out to a French restaurant, plied with champagne until I'm absolutely bombed. And then he tries to sell me the show, and I'm thinking, here I am, this actor, and I don't have really anything to stand on, and they're talking me into doing this big, production. And I remember going, no, I want to do something serious, no, and he keeps going, no, it's going to be Wagon Train meets Family, which was a very highly regarded dramatic show at the time. And I kept going, no, I really want to do this and that. And you can't imagine an actor turning something down, right? And so he kept going like that until he shows me the script. And I look at all this amazing Ralph McQuarrie art. And you know what turned my little idealistic, meaningful actor thing into the little boy that wants to fly across space, right? Was looking at this incredible Ralph McQuarrie art of the Vipers and the ships and all that stuff. And so, screw the idealistic actor, I get to be, Mark Hamill floating through the atmosphere. And the funny thing, Mark was on Streets of San Francisco right before Star Wars came out. And what you don't understand is really, when we shoot, what?
Was he fat then?
Fat? No, he was actually in good shape back in that day. He and I used to compete for a lot of roles we competed for, and I asked him what he'd been doing. And he said, I made this little movie called Star Wars. I go, little movie called Star Wars? For him, it was a little movie till they put that big John Williams score and then all the special effects, right? So when we got on Battlestar, the amazing thing is you're just shooting like a normal actor, doing your scenes, doing your stuff, but you don't get a chance to see all the special effects, all the extra stuff that they put into it. So when you get to watch it, you're like fans. I mean, you're looking at a movie and it's hard to believe that that's you in that movie. And when that came out, I mean, honestly, I remember a admiral from an aircraft carrier coming up to me at a convention telling me that they actually brought the aircraft carrier into port in order to pick up the signal for the Battlestar Galactica movie. That's when I started to get this little signal that, people actually really love this show. And again, I think it was 15 years later, something like that, 1995, my girlfriend, big Star Trek actor, by the way, I love Star Trek as well. She takes me to a convention and I'm going, nobody's going to remember me. It's Battlestar Galactica. And there was like thousands of people in Pasadena at the Star Trek convention, and they yell out, it's Battlestar Galactica, Richard Hatch, and I'm closing my ears because the biggest fear an actor has is you're going to say Richard Hatch, and they go, who? And there was this big cheer, and I'm like blown away that all these people, 15 years later, remember this show. And I think what kind of got to me then was the fact that for whatever reasons, we are blessed to be in a sci-fi show because the fans of sci-fi shows are the most dedicated, right? They support us. We actors go up and down. We make money, we lose money. Sometimes they love us, sometimes they won't even take a phone call. And yet the people that really love you in the shows that you're in, especially these wonderful, iconic sci-fi shows like Battlestar, we sit there and have people come up and tell you stories about how much your performance, your show, your episode changed their life. So for us, it's been the most amazing, for me, experience of my life. When I had the first woman step out of line, this huge line of people going for Star Trek signatures, and they put me out in left field, and I'm sitting there the first time at a convention wondering who's going to come over here. Some little lady kind of slipped out of line and made her way all the way over to my table with tears in her eyes telling me a story of how she was going through this horrible time in her life when Battlestar was on and how it changed her life. And I swear, most actors never ever get to have that experience of how your work, your performance impacted people. So anyway, that for me, for Battlestar, was life-changing. And here 35 years later now, it's amazing to me that we've gone to conventions just about every year, and when they have panels, they're packed. I don't understand why the studios are the last to realize how many people love a show. You ever notice how all the good shows go off way too soon? You ever notice that? And all the bad shows stay on forever. I don't know. Anyway, that's my story.
Why always a good guy, yeah. No, bad. One of the other. I'm sorry, what was the question? I have nothing to say.
Did you say I was
I don't-
fat?
What?
Did you say I was fat?
No.
Okay.
No, not to your face, but earlier,
Pleasingly
I made a slight,
Sarah.
I made an innuendo, or an out-uendo, I don't know what it is.
Innuendo.
In your out-uendo. In your, what, no, it's not. It's not. It doesn't mean what you think it
They
means.
call me 009.5.
So, okay, next, Mr. Moderator,
Yes, sir.
keep going.
Save us.
All right.
We're out of here at 4, so,
Oh, okay.
I am.
Galactica was one of 2 shows by Glenn Larson that actually had a theatrical premiere prior to the television debut. Did that put more expectations on you as a cast?
No. I didn't know it was out as a movie. I had no idea. I was just working on it. I'm still not sure when it was out as a movie and where. I think Canada or something, but.
Oh, I saw it in theater.
Japan and Germany.
See, he thought Japan and Germany. That's why he and I never got along. I'm thinking Canada. He's thinking Japan. No, I had no.
I think it aired the summer before. your-
It actually came out in the movie theater after it played as a 3-hour pilot.
Oh, okay.
And then they put it out after that, and it actually went out and did really, really well.
No, it was released somewhere earlier.
What was it, Censoron?
It was released somewhere as a
Cage
movie
fight.
before it was shown on TV. Maybe I'm wrong. You would know.
You know what I think?
I don't-
Oh, I know. Maybe Europe, they played it first. In the US, they played it after they played the
Maybe.
3-hour.
Did do it in Censoron.
Yeah.
Was the,
It wasn't Censoron? Yeah.
Quite back at 70.
Y'all should know this shit.
No, it was not. It was in nonsense around. It was in
Why are you
nonsense.
asking us?
can you all kind of talk about working with Lauren Green as a Dama?
No, I can't. Okay, Jack, you talk. I type in.
I think
I'm not gonna talk.
you have to realize 35 years ago, we were all fairly young actors in our late 20s or early 30s. And all of a sudden, you are thrown onto a set with an icon of the industry whose professionalism, whose courtesy, whose ability,
Thank you, Jack.
whose talent sets a standard. In every walk of life, we would like to have a mentor, and a mentor who inspires you to do great things. By example, Lauren Green made everybody at this table a better actor. Well, maybe not Dirk. But no, I mean,
Definitely me.
there is, you know, today's actors and stuff out there are, I would honestly say, are very poorly trained in this country. They are taken off the streets, given millions of dollars, and given a TV show, and when they have no discipline and no respect for their craft and no training in their craft, nobody understands why they throw temper tantrums and, you know, cause great havoc. Lauren Green set a standard on the set of professionalism, of coming in totally prepared to do the work for that day, knowing his words, knowing his placements, knowing everything.
Don't you hate it when they do that?
That, I tell you, you were petrified not to be prepared. So we all, I mean, he taught us to do our craft as well as we could, and that's the best lesson any good. And he was also, I would say, as a mentor, the word no never came out of his mouth. He was never anything but encouraging for whatever you did, for whatever you wanted to try. He would encourage you to do it. He gave you the freedom of an actor to express yourself, because I can tell you, in this business, it's very easy to say, "What are you doing? What are you, stupid?" And then that's going to really help you try to be creative when somebody talks to you that way. So Lorne was probably, just the ultimate father to us all.
And just briefly, he was such a lovely man, as you could imagine, because his persona is so gracious. But remember, guys, we went to his house for a Christmas party? That was so nice. He invited the entire cast to his house, and he just was lovely, lovely.
I used to do these big Christmas parties. I really love Christmas. And so I would have this big Christmas party every year, invite everybody, and I would just put everything into it. I wanted everybody, no matter how depressed or unhappy or whatever you went through in the year, I wanted them to come to this party and have hope, light at the end of the tunnel. And I invited Lorne Greene to come, and what was amazing, every year, Lorne Greene would come, and he would sit up in the corner, and people would come up and talk to him. And what I started to notice was, on about the third year, was there's this line going out my front door, down the driveway. And I went, what? And I walked down the driveway, and it went up the street. And I'm thinking, what happened? And what I discovered was, people found out that Lorne Greene was showing up at my party, and they didn't know me or who the hell I was, but they were all coming to talk to Lorne Greene. Isn't that the funny thing? And he would sit and talk with every single person that had flown in, driven in, come long distances just to talk to him. That's the kind of man he was. Amazing human being.
I never really liked him. Can't get along. All that work ethic made me nervous. Too serious. And he's from Canada.
And he wasn't a Scotch drinker.
He was Canadian, and he didn't drink Scotch. He drank something, though. No, did you go to New Orleans in when the September before we went to the Ali fight?
For the Ali fight. I did.
Remember, we went to the Ali
With Robin Williams, we went.
with Robin Williams. Went to the Ali.
Ali fought Robin Williams?
Hey, I'm telling this story. Ali fought Spinks, number 2, and it was in New Orleans, and they had it at the big deal, whatever it was. And they introduced, when we were invited by ABC or something, the promotion, and Robin Williams, it was a promotion. And Ron was there, and Tony, he just passed away, married to Natalie, married to Janet Leigh, Tony Curtis. Tony Curtis was there, and a couple other huge stars. Tony Curtis, I remember. And when they introduced Lorne Greene, there was probably, 20,000 people in that place. They went crazy, and it freaked me out, because I actually never watched Bonanza. I had never seen it, but they went crazy. And I remember people climbing over the top of Tony Curtis to try and get to Lorne Greene. I was speechless, It was amazing. And they were yelling, "Mr. Bonanza! Mr. Bonanza!" And I thought to myself, oh, God, I hope that never happens to me.
He won't.
He won't. I'm safe now on the other side. So I was the guy that got the show canceled. I didn't want to tell you guys, but I'm the one that said, look, ABC, you got to cancel this show. No, that was Warren.
Well, actually, obviously this crowd is a testament to how much you've touched a lot of people.
I haven't touched anybody. Well, there was.
Richard, on the other hand,
I touched everybody. I like that.
Did the cancellation come as a surprise?
Shock.
I saw it on the news. I didn't get a call from anyone, didn't get a call from my agent. I was watching ABC News one night, and it just came out. I'm sitting there, it says, and Battlestar Galactica will not be a part of the fall lineup for ABC. And I'm kind of, what? So came like that, out of the clear blue, for me. Now, maybe for Dirk, they would They wouldn't dare not tell Dirk.
Shit, I just went back to school.
I would really have known.
I don't think any of us knew. I mean, you looked at the fall schedule and went, where are we, where are we, where are we? Oh, shit.
Did you get word, Richard?
I did. And
I got word.
I was really shocked too, and you know, the funny part is, a year later, they had replaced, believe it or not, Battlestar with Mork and Mindy on Sunday nights. And Mork and Mindy didn't do half as well as Battlestar did. But they decided to bring Battlestar back.
But Robin was the shit.
Yeah, they cut the budget in half and brought it to Earth, and for me, they ruined the show, is what they did.
It was awesome.
Yeah. And by the way, you know, when we got off that bus for that fight,
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it because I think there'd been one episode of Mork and Mindy on. And the most famous person getting off that bus was Robin Williams. Everybody was imitating his character. It's amazing
I don't
how
remember
quickly
any
that
of
show
that.
could go off. Yeah.
I don't remember anything. I don't remember much, let's be honest. It's always cigars. I've got a lot of, no, I live in the moment, I live in the here, I live in the now, okay? I don't, well, I have to look at old cast scripts to remember you guys before I come to these things. Okay, now, that was Richard, and which part was I now? Oh, yeah.
Dirk is self-medicating again. We have to keep him in.
When Galactica in 1980